This is Pam, and she is our favorite client. The shop voted her as that. And if you met her, she would be your favorite client too. Well, this was some old work that she had up in here, and she wanted it added onto. And she had a few ideas, and she was like, I want a raccoon, let's throw a raccoon in it. So I was like, okay, we'll make this work. So we put a raccoon in, and then she was like, found this frog. So we worked the frog in around there, and then she was like, just fill in everything else with flowers and a butterfly. Anyway, so it was a super fun piece to work on, and eventually I'll get up in here and touch that up a little bit too. But then the next piece we went for was a full peacock sleeve. And I must say, if I could have any tattoo myself, it would be this one. I love this piece. Let me turn it around. We have a planchette on the back and a crown. And this peacock up here has the chakra crystals around it. And it just swirls down her arm, and there's more crystals and more feathers, and then a few extra weird stuff that she threw in there just for herself. But the goal is today to finish the peacock tail and complete this piece. Our video today, for the most part, consists of a lot of color packing. And it's honestly pretty boring to watch color packing, so I'll try to make it as entertaining as possible. The tattoo that is most recent on her is about 2 weeks old, so her skin is still pretty fresh and shiny, but I'm not going over any of that 2-week-old tattoo. Here you can see I'm running in real time. Pam's skin is a little mature, very, very healthy. Very healthy though, and it holds color so well. There's only a few spots in the bend of her arm where the color cracked a little in the healing process, but a touch-up will fix that up perfect to where it won't show anymore. I run my machine when I'm working on Pam at about 4.8 volts. I run it really soft and gentle. So far, the only difficulty I had was a little bit of tendency for her lines to blow out, so I had to run extra slow and soft and gentle on her, especially on the tops of her forearms where she had had a little bit more sun damage. But overall, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. You can see I'm making multiple passes with that green, and I've nearly got it all filled in. I like it when YouTube tattoo artists will show their work in real time some. When I was an apprentice and scouring the internet for good, helpful videos, I often ran into that problem. Everything would be in a very 4-time fast motion like this, and so sometimes you couldn't really get an idea of what was really going on. I'm trying to make a point to include some of that in each of my videos, because I really want you guys to learn and do a great job, unlike me at this moment, because I am about to make a mistake. You see where I'm packing that green? It wasn't supposed to be there. It's supposed to be in the space below. The moment I had put my needle in there and made a good solid spot, I realized what I'd done and thought, oh crap. This spot is supposed to be yellow. I can't make it yellow now. There's no way. So I just finished it up and said, Pam, I'm sorry. I filled in the wrong spot. And in proper Pam fashion, she said, oh well, it'll be okay. It'll be my special feather. I'm really sorry, Pam. Speaking of Pam, I know you heard me mention earlier that she was our favorite client. So I'll tell you a little bit about her. For starts, she always has a very positive attitude. And because I've gotten to do so much work on her, we've spent plenty of time talking and comparing some of our life stories. She's had a pretty adventurous time of it. She hitchhiked across America when she was a teenager and even was kidnapped one time and had to figure out how to get out of the situation on her own. Some pretty exciting stuff. Still, she just has a very positive attitude and she's very kind and one of the most non-judgmental people that I know. So back to the tattoo. You can see I've added in the orange. At this time, my goal was just to finish all of the work that needed to be done on the inner part of the upper arm. Because you know, that really sucks. It hurts. So my idea is always to just get it over with. And Pam, of course, took it like a champ and did not complain at all. I had dropped all the orange color in and then went back in and filled in some of the darker spots where the green went. I wasn't quite sure where all the colors were going to go, so I just started with the magenta and worked up. But of course I wanted to do the yellow last, so I went up to the top part of the feathers, filled in the green, and then went back at the last and put in yellow to meet up between the green and the orange. If you are wondering how long a tattoo like this takes, I checked back in my schedule and counted up 7 sessions, and those sessions took 4 to 5 hours apiece. So in totality, we are looking at around 30 to 35 hours of tattooing time. That's looking pretty. And the top of the arm is finished. And we're on to the bottom. I believe the color I'm using is cobalt blue. If you can see some little shiny light lines on her arm, that's kitty cat scratches, little scars. When you're tattooing over scars like this, you'll notice the color might be a slightly different hue than the rest of the tattoo, and because the skin over the scar is a little shinier, it will reflect light differently. So just learn to expect that and work as best you can over it. I'm showing some real-time speed again. Once again, my machine is running probably at about 4.8 volts. But you can see, even though it runs slowly, I can still make the color really solid because it lays it into the upper levels of the skin where it won't have to create a lot of extra layer of thick skin over the top that will mute the color. I'm running out of things to say at this point. I told you, this is really pretty boring. It's like watching paint dry, kind of. So what do you do to keep your head in the game when you're just coloring repetitive colors all the time and there's really not a challenge except not to blow your brains out because it's boring? So instead of blowing my brains out, I decided to try another technique. I took up meditation. You see, I'm bipolar, and so a lot of times when I am at work, I would have problems with like invasive thoughts in my head. You know, if I had a problem with my home life or something, I just wouldn't be able to shake it off and come to work and concentrate on what I'm doing. And I'm sharing this information with you because I've worked with other artists who have the same problem. So I know it's not just me. But let's be real. A lot of us tattoo artists
are a little psychologically strange at times. I mean, we'd have to be to do the job we do, right? So to help myself out, I took up meditation. I began reading the Tao Te Ching and studying up on some Zen Buddhism, and I tell you what, it really did the trick. It helped me to be able to not let the crazy get in my head, so I could sit and focus on my art and really, really love what I'm doing and put my best into it every single day. If my story sounds familiar, give meditation a try. 5 minutes a day for 6 weeks. Just see what happens. You know who else meditates? Oh yeah, Pam meditates. You know she does. I really love working on her. And here's the finished piece. I really love this peacock sleeve. A long time ago, before I started tattooing, I wanted something like this. But of course, I ended up putting a whole bunch of little weird things on my arm, and so I cannot realize my dream, except to put it on someone like Pam. So thank you, Pam, for your time and your support. Thank you for your friendship. Pam asked me to share that she was always aware of her surroundings and never got hurt. And the lesson that she would like you guys to take from it is stay cool and be aware. Thank you so much for watching.